this little room. Actually, I forgot to introduce all my animals. Sokka. I named him because I watched Avatar: The Last Airbender. And actually, technically, this world was originally named the Southern Air Temple. Kind of inspired. So, it was the reason I named this world the reason I named it. That doesn't make sense to say necessarily, but you know what I'm trying to say. We have Homer, Scooby, Jenny. Didn't name that guy. Oh, by the way, getting these little spotted ones, that was tough. I think there's one, maybe two more variants that I have yet to collect, but I have pretty much most of the dog variants at this point, which is pretty sick. In today's video, I want to, I just want to build a building. That's all that's on my mind. I don't necessarily want to build the whole thing, but I want to get a frame going, and I want it to just kind of shoot up into the sky and look really menacing, like just a super large building. The only issue that I'm having is like, how wide do I need to make this thing? Holy cow, this is actually going to be kind of crazy if I can get the proper height limit on this world. And I want to see at what limit does the height go to. And this will be the center of the building, so I could probably keep this scaffolding here. Uh-oh. Good grief. Okay, so that's a full stack up. That cannot be right. Y'all, what is even this? There's no shot. There's no shot I'm going to be able to build all the way up there. Dude, this is ridiculous. I can't even imagine the amount of resources that it will take to build this. This is a project for sure. So how tall does this look is my actual question. And oh, I wasn't even able to see it. Dude, the tall building this as the tallest building is probably not the best thing to do. Like, I don't want to just like start the building process and put a middle finger in the middle of the plot. Also, this is actually a great view to explain my plan. This area going down to here would be kind of that midline, and I would think it in the future I would expand over here. Kind of be like how Brooklyn and Manhattan are, or like Queens and Manhattan are. You know, you go over a bridge. Oh, I gotta fix that. That's a problem down there. What I don't like is the fact that I'll be wasting blocks kind of folding in. It's kind of like the thing with stomach epithelium, if you think about it. The cells within the lining of the stomach, they fold over so that they increase the surface area. Because if you take a bunch of paper and you fold it right, you can increase the surface area if you have multiple pieces of paper folded versus just one. That's a bad analogy, but basically if you fold things in, you increase the surface area. I'm glad I didn't get too far in the process of building this though, because like I said, it'll be really good to just get rid of some of these things here. The pattern might need to be changed. Alright, I think that I have done enough of the structure part of it. That looks pretty good to me. So yeah, I didn't really feel a need to like record every second of building this because it's pretty much the exact same thing of placing blocks. You've seen it a million times. But I went for a pretty interesting little design here for my first skyscraper in this world. It's kind of ironic and funny that this is the case of what I'm building, and it's just like, yeah, let's just build a skyscraper. I never really actually planned to build a city out in this area. I always planned to build it out that way, like right next to my house. So looking at this now, like this is the perfect spot for a city because it's right next to the river, and that separates everything nicely. And it's on its own little island, because if I go to the top of this here and I fly all the way up, it's technically, with the exception of this area here, it's technically an island. I mean, there's a skyscraper that looks like this in a city. Some of you will recognize it. You're a real one if you do. I'm not gonna gatekeep a city. It's Minneapolis, damn it. But still, but I thought it'd be really cool to build this little structure. There's a tower, and I actually wrote it down. First book I think I've ever made in Minecraft and actually written anything in it. This is the idea: city planning. I want to inspire a real building, or get a real building to inspire from one or two of each of my favorite cities. So the Capella Tower in Minneapolis. I also really like the Transamerica Pyramid. That's in San Francisco. The obviously One World Trade Center in New York City. There's a lot of cool buildings for sure. Another thing that you gotta remember, and thing that I'm kind of keeping in mind here, is that number one, the height at which I decide to build is going to be important. This area is going to be up at the level that it's at. I want to do like a river bridge to get across this area. I want this to be its own little island. The height of this area will be a lot lower. Because here's the thing about skyscrapers, right? Like, they look cool, but they stand out because they are kind of by themselves. Like, this would look really terrible, this building here, and I wouldn't appreciate it if there was a equally tall and even taller building right next to it, and one right next to that, and next to that. Like, you lose appreciation every time I see like a sci-fi movie with a city. I'm always like thrown off with like all the futuristic cities. They have like the same height buildings, and it looks really ugly because they all are next to each other at the same height, and it looks like a grid of like electronic frequencies. It doesn't look like a city. But the thing that makes cities beautiful, whoopsies, is the fact that, you know, like, look at that, I can barely see it out the window. This is another aspect that I really like. Building it out in this area makes it look further away than it actually is, which it is kind of far away. And I still really appreciate, with how far I can see in this world, being able to look out at it and kind of see it in the distance. And I'm really excited at the idea of doing like a Distant Horizons shaders pack, because I think that would look really cool. But yeah, the idea of the city would be basically to not have it skyscraper be next to each other. Like, that's a perfect spot because my pagoda doesn't block it. So just for reference, I could build like way higher if I wanted to. And this already was a big headache to create. So I'm going to not do that, and I'm going to like be normal about it. But I actually really like the way that the walls look whenever they blend with the windows. I think this is the best way to do windows in a building, personally. I think you just get a block that can also be able to create walls, or a block that you can create walls with, and you can just blend the windows in like so, in such a really cool looking way. I want to build the actual lava collection system in here. Now, don't worry, I'm not going to build it all the way to the top. In fact, I'm probably going to build it like 2 layers high, 2 like levels high or whatever. Oh boy, making these walls is going to be a long process. I am not excited for that. How did you get up there, dude? How do you even do that, man? I think you're just chilling. I don't think that guy wants to get down from there, honestly. Whoa, there we go. Nice little flight up on the top. Got a little helicopter pad up here as well. It's looking pretty sick. Actually, especially when it snows, the torches make it snow pretty, well, I guess organized, because then the things just sit on the area that they sit on where the light's not touching it. Anyways, this is going to take quite a while. I just wanted to build this area here first before I even did anything else, and I'm not even really going to be doing this in today's video, but I just wanted to show y'all kind of the bird's eye view of the city and the progress that I'm trying to make here. I wanted to do this little area, and bear with me here because there's kind of a different idea that I had for this section of the city, or what will be this section of the city, which is this area up here. I realized that building a city in this game is actually kind of tough, and the best part about it is you don't really just set it as a project start and finish date, because there's really nothing that you can do to perfectly finish it. There's always something else you can add. So it's just going to be an ongoing project forever and ever and ever, for all of eternity. With that said, I want this area over here, in general, I want this section over here to be a bit more industrial, a bit more factory-like. And because I'm connecting the lab eventually to this building here, This building, like I said, I want it to be my power source for like all the lava and all that I can get, because I need a bunch of fuel for smelting. And I think just in general, the purpose of this building will be to just be like a lava farm. And I'm not going to make too many layers up, but I want to create this cyan terracotta layer going all the way up, and then that way I can kind of, and I'll show you all the way that I'm doing this. This way I can kind of preserve a little bit of the blocks that I have to use for the floor and just keep this section open. I might use this trick for most of my builds, where the internal area, because it's like having a wall anyways on the inside, the internal area is basically just going to go all the way up through the top. And then that way I don't have to worry about like, oh, I have all this floor to place down. It's like, it's probably around 2 stacks of blocks that go into this area that I'm saving per floor, which definitely adds up over time, because it's about 3.5, I would say, to 4 for just the outside layer. So after 2 floors, you created a 3rd floor basically of just saving it up. I think that would be a kind of a good idea, to be honest with y'all, but definitely a little consideration. This area is going to be cut off, and this is going to be elevated, and I'm going to keep it this height from this wall to the left. But to the right, I'm actually going to lower it more, and I'm going to extend this a bit further out. And this area is actually going to be a port slash like a big shipyard. And I'm going to have some ports extending out this way for ships when they come in. I think that will look sick. Obviously, this is like months in advance progress that I'm going to have to make. Eventually, that's the plan. And so that's why I'm kind of changing up the strategy here with the city. This building is kind of like prematurely tall, but I think it'll look really cool as kind of a standalone skyscraper in just this section. But yeah, I'll have a bunch of crates, offloading docks, a bunch of ramps. This second layer will be kind of cranes bringing things up. I think it'll look pretty sick. So looking forward to building that, but I'm just going to kind of keep working away at this and try to finish it if I can. Holy cow. This is probably a dumb project to take on, I'm not gonna lie. And I thought I was gonna build a whole city. I still am, but like, dude, the amount of time it's taken to build this one building is absolutely absurd. Like, actually absolutely absurd. And then all the walls, I didn't realize like every level or every layer is probably, I want to say 2.5 stacks of just the walls of these deep slate walls that I put in this thing. And there's about 3 stacks of glass, every single layer. I kind of wanted to just build the lobby because why not? I think it would be kind of sick to just get a lobby constructed or something over here. It'll be a pretty nice area. All right, the next question is, what materials are we going to be using? Yeah, we're going to do that, and we're going to plop in just a bunch of dark oak wood, probably. We'll just figure it out. I like the mangrove leaves for like leaves in a building as well. So we'll start with that. Maybe some carpet. Wow, that was a lag. While he does his thing over there, I'm going to figure this out here. Do this little pattern like show. I don't know, just a little something something. It doesn't have to be too serious, nothing. Alright, alright, alright. That looks pretty slick right there. So we got our first wall going here. And this is going to be like the reception desk area for sure. Alright, we'll do the little table, something like that. Looks pretty cool. Here is where I want the elevator to be, actually. The elevator will be like whoosh, shooting up that way pretty much. And we're going to do that like so. Like so. Oh, brother, what are you doing out there? Come on now. I like this a lot. This is a really good little bar area. Holy cow. Oh, that's pretty sick. And then you go over here, get some drinks. All right. I think that looks a lot better, actually. That's pretty sick. But yeah, I mean, look, you even have a employee registration, which has nothing on it. But I had Mike in here just protecting the area because he's the bouncer. And Mike just seems like a bouncer name. But yeah, I think this looks really, really cool. This first floor section definitely coming out pretty nice, if I do say so myself. I think I had one too many. I'm going to take a break for this building. I think that's probably going to do it for today's episode, honestly, because, oh my gosh, this is going to have to be a two-parter. I can't be asked to finish this thing in one episode, and I just don't have the time or the effort or the energy to do that. So, yeah, basically, it's got to go through, add the windows to every last layer here, and then I'll go up and add the rest of these things, put some offices up there, and that's one building out of however many I decide to make. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll probably catch you on the flip side, but till then, I'm just going to build some more stuff, get it all cooking, and then hopefully in the next video I'll have something a little bit more finalized for y'all. But anyways, hope you have a good one. Thanks for watching. Bye.